Hey everybody, hope this finds you doing well. Today we're going to talk about tokenization and real world assets and how they are being traded around the world. And now that we saw crypto wake up a little bit over the past week, let's go ahead and get into it just so we can further understand what is actually happening here. This is the Robinhood CEO. Let's just play a quick clip of him talking about tokenization on CNBC last week.
Yeah, so tokenization, we're at the beginning of a super cycle, and it's going to take over the entire financial system. Now, a month ago, we launched Robinhood Chain outside the US, and this is our crypto blockchain. And one of the interesting things about it is it includes stock tokens as a primitive, which give tokenized exposure to US stocks. Now, we started with 90 of them. Now we're up to 190, and these trade 24/7. And you can move them around the blockchain like you can Bitcoin or any other crypto asset. And what they really do is give exposure to US stocks to people in over 120 countries. I think this provides a roadmap for what the financial system can look like.
It provides a roadmap for what financial systems could look like. So let me give you an example of a popular website called Hyperliquid. It's not available for trading in the United States, but it is in several parts of the world because it uses perpetual futures trading. We'll go into that in a moment. But basically, you have a chance to trade all of these different types of assets, particularly tokenized stocks. As you can see here on this list, you can trade obviously cryptocurrencies, but then you can also trade something like TSM, which is a foundry of artificial intelligence chips. That's one of the stocks that you can trade. You can see SPX also, which is obviously the S&P 500. Netflix, Nokia. So there's all different types of assets that you can trade on Hyperliquid. As the CEO of Robinhood just mentioned, they have already seen exponential growth in terms of the number of assets that they can trade on chain using Robinhood Chain. And then you have something like Hyperliquid where you can trade perpetual futures. And what is a perpetual futures contract? So perpetual trading, this you definitely want to do your due diligence before you do any type of perpetual trading, because it can be very, very risky. And basically, you're not trading, let's say, your dollars for some stock. That's spot trading, where you then get the stock for whatever you paid for it. This is actually different. You're trading the price movements of a particular asset. So you can see here there's no expiration, so it's different from futures trading. You do not need to guess the exact date when a price will happen, and you're using leverage. So the amount of money that you have in your account, that is what is used as the buffer. So if you make money either going up or down, however you trade, then you can continue to make money. But if you start to take a loss, then that money that you have as your funding source in your account will then be liquidated, as they say, if you start to have a loss in your trade, and you have to have the amount of money in your account to be able to make certain types of trades. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to place the trade. So as you can see here, you can use borrowed money from an exchange to control a much larger position. So they have Hyperliquid, I believe it can go upwards of 20x leverage on a particular asset. You can go long, you can go short. As I mentioned, you do not actually own the asset. You're only trading the contract that tracks the price of that particular asset. Major risks, as I mentioned, liquidation. If the market moves too far against your leverage trade, your collateral can drop below the required safety level. The platform will automatically close your trade, causing a total loss of your deposited margin. So if a trade goes against you, and once it hits, let's say, 10%, I'll give you an example. If you had $1,000 in your account and you do a 10x long, so that's basically putting up something that's worth $10,000. Now, as soon as that trade goes from $10,000 to $9,000, which is a 10% drop, that's $1,000. You have $1,000 in your account. That entire $1,000 will be wiped out of your account, and you're done playing. So people put up cash, fiat currencies, as well as being able to put up their cryptocurrencies as well. So if you're in a raging bull market and you have Bitcoin in your account, your flexibility can continue to grow as Bitcoin goes up, especially if you're in a trade that is also going on a bullish run. So you can win not only from your trade, but also you are allowing yourself to have even more flexibility because the amount of your funding source, your Bitcoin, for example, is now growing as well. So as I mentioned, it's very dangerous. You have to be very careful because there can be high volatility when it comes to trading perps, especially if it's a 5x, a 2x, a 10x long. And the mix of heavy leverage and a rapid market can wipe out accounts very fast. And this is part of what happened and started the bear market in October of 2025. We saw that liquidation event where millions and billions of dollars were liquidated when Bitcoin was trading at its all-time highs. And once that cascade happened, a lot of people were wrecked, as they say, and that started the selling pressure that continued to bring Bitcoin down further, and then it went into the bear market of 2026. But we are starting to see a lot more action, a lot more people coming into crypto, particularly when it comes to some meme coins. As I mentioned last week, FOMO is a popular app, a social trading app where people are trading different types of meme coins. And we're seeing that Solana, which has some of the highest volumes of tokenized assets, it's particularly used by a lot of traders because of the fact that the fees are very low cost on chain and it's very fast. So it's much faster than Ethereum, for example, as a smart contract platform. And you can see here that Solana's tokenized asset volume hit over $5.8 billion in the quarter of 2026. And we're seeing that, Solana being that high performance blockchain, as I mentioned, is capable of processing thousands of transactions per second at a fraction of a cent. So this is one of the reasons why Solana is being used and is becoming one of the more popular chains for this type of trading. You can see here the volume by category in Solana over the last several quarters, and you can see it continues to grow tremendously. And we're also seeing that not only with Solana, but we're seeing that with just on-chain trading, generally speaking. You can see where we were towards the end of 2024 and where we are now in 2026, where we had the record quarter in quarter one, and we're still getting finalization with regards to the results for quarter two of 2026. And obviously, no matter what, we're going to have a record year in 2026 compared to 2024 and 2025. So this is just an area of cryptocurrency, of blockchain technology that is continuing to grow. So we want to make sure to keep you posted on kind of what's going on in the overall market. It's not just about Bitcoin. And you can see here, going to rwa.xyz website, you can see they keep track of real world assets and the volumes that are coming in. And we're looking at just the type of assets that are being traded here. And once again, we're seeing growth steadily over the last couple of years, particularly from 2024 to where we are now in 2026. You're looking at the different types of assets that are being traded. Right now, you see U.S. Treasury debt. You see that is, so basically government bonds, that's the most value that is being traded or being held on the blockchain, on chain. Then you have commodities, then you have active strategies, asset-backed credit, stocks. So these are the top 5 types of assets that are being traded on chain. So we just want to give you an idea of kind of what's happening. We're seeing that blockchain technology, despite the fact that Bitcoin and several other cryptocurrencies are in the bear market right now, we're starting to see some movement. So we'll see if we continue to make a climb higher as we go towards the end of this year. But this is a growing asset class. That's why we are still in it. We still believe in the future of this asset. You heard one of the top financial brokerages CEO talk about tokenization and how it could really change the entire financial system. Make sure you stay tuned here to Networkchain. We really appreciate you checking us out every week. We hope you have a good start to your week. Take care. Bye-bye.